Once upon a time, in a village, there was a mosque that used for people to pray. Not only for that, it's also used for deliberation, for discussion, and used for a community gathering place to solve problems that are related to daily life. One day, people come to the mosque. They meet Ustad Wahid, the mosque committee. Mr. Ahmad, one of members of the community, told Ustad Wahid that there was a land dispute between Mr. Tio and Mr. Siddiq at the village hall. They want Ustad Wahid to come and solve the problem. So, Ustad Wahid goes there. At the village hall. He speaks with both parties. Mr. Tio and Mr. Siddiq say that the land behind this mosque is belong to them, which is impossible. Until late at night, they keep still with their opinion that the land is owned by them. So Ustad Wahid gave just suggestions. What if the land divided into two? As you can imagine, they didn't want to. And then Ustad Wahid decided that this case would be settled tomorrow morning at the mosque. All of them need to bring a witness. The next day, Mr. Tio and Mr. Siddiq come with their witnesses. The discussions begin. Witnesses from both sides were asked to come forward to take an oath. One by one, the witnesses were sworn in by wearing a scarf in front of the holy book of the Quran. I promise, in the name of Allah, in front of the Quran, that the land behind this mosque is belong to Mr. Siddiq. I have seen and heard with my own eyes and ears Ki Ahmad gave his will to Mr. Siddiq before he died, said Rahman, a witness from Mr. Siddiq's side. Is that true? Asked Ustad Wahid. Hey! You're lying. You can say anything as you want to. We from Mr. Tio's side have an evidence. It is Ki Ahmad's will. We just got this letter from the person who used to clean his room. It is found under Ki Ahmad's bed, explained Randy, a witness from Mr. Tio's side, while showing the will. Who is Ki Ahmad? Ki Ahmad, during his lifetime, he was known as village elder and a cleric. Until the end of his life, Ki Ahmad had never been married and had no children. Meanwhile, Ki Ahmad's wealth has no one to take care of. And now, the closest people who are considered as adopted children by Ki Ahmad are fighting over his property. Tragic. Finally, after seeing several witnesses and convincing evidence, Ustad Wahid and other clerics are agreed that the land is belong to Mr. Tio. Woo! Everyone who supported Mr. Tio were clapped happily. Meanwhile, the other side, Mr. Siddiq looked gloomy and sad. In the evening, Mr. Randik suddenly fell ill. According to the doctor who examined him, that he has severe illness. A few days later, Mr. Randik died. Mr. Tio was scared. He felt guilty for telling Mr. Randik to swear a perjury in front of a whole village. He's scared that something might happen to him, so he decided to admit that he had lied and made a fake will. In the evening, Mr. Tio's house was on fire. Mr. Tio's wife and children can be saved, but sadly, Mr. Tio couldn't be saved anymore. That was the fate that Mr. Tio had to accept because he had lied to all the villagers. From that incident, the villagers received a lesson that all of them decided that the remnants of Ki Ahmad's wealth would be wakaf and used to build a mosque and village. Since then, the villagers have considered that the mosque is a place that must be guarded and reserved. And finally, the mosque was enlarged and used as a mosque for worship. From that event, we can take so many lessons that goodness will always be proven and evil will definitely be known no matter how small. And we must be smart to keep our mouth so that our mouth are not used to swear carelessly. Terate Udik Mosque, which is located in the village of Terate Udik, Masigit village, Cilegon district, Cilegon city, is commonly used by people as place to swear. However, only people who really mean it are willing to swear in this mosque. Until now, this mosque still exists and is guarded and reserved because it is believed to be an old mosque.